what is more difficult, to teach reverse engineer to code or to teach developer to reverse engineer? Myself, I came from a background of virus analyst and reverse engineer, so my path into detection technology and threat detection has been what I believe more traditional, where you convert a reverse engineer and malware analyst into a developer. And for pretty much whole time in my career, I was thinking that that's the way it is, that's how you become a developer of great malware detection and threat detection technology. You first understand malware and then you learn how to code. The problem with that, at least the one I faced by training different people how to contribute into detection technology and develop, is that, how to put it, the mind of reverse engineer and malware analyst is a little bit twisted about development. When you reverse engineer something, you break it down into atomic parts, and so you remove abstractions, and so the way you see code is not the same way it was written. So when you reverse engineer C or C++, you don't actually see how the code was designed, what the overall design of that thing, but instead you kind of see atomic broken up pieces. The problem I noticed in the industry while working with different people is that when you try to teach reverse engineer to code, he or she would code the same way they observe the reverse engineer code. It's kind of like a little bit broken apart code. And I'm not saying that all the reverse engineers are bad coders or anything like that, but there is a tendency, if you've started your career from reverse engineer, and I personally absolutely had the tendency as well. My early code was absolutely horrible, horrifying. If I would look at this now, I would never confess that that's my code and the quality of the code I've been written. But because it's just the way mind works. It works opposite. It just, you jump into implementation of certain pieces before you actually understand the whole architecture and the whole interaction between objects, and you kind of implement the code the same way you observe it in IDA or hex arrays, kind of a little bit broken. At the same time, I feel like there is this myth about reverse engineering is so hard, malware analysis is so hard, it's like unique industry. You know, we all know about this. We have way too much ego inside the industry. But the last year I decided to conduct an experiment. And what I did is I took the developers team. Yes, it's a system developers team, the people who would usually develop threat detection, malware detection systems, and I try to teach them reverse engineering in a short period of time, reverse engineering and malware analysis. And I had gotten absolutely astonishing results, which I'm very proud of, because those developers, they were able to pick up the knowledge and quickly learn how to reverse engineer in a matter of months, only spending about 4 to 8 hours a week for training. You know, we're talking about it's so hard, it takes years to become malware analyst and reverse engineer, but those people were able to learn in about 4 to 6 months. Yes, they're not senior reverse engineer, they need to learn more, but they picking up reversing with the length on the system development, with the length of understanding architectures, and with the length of how would they design malware if they were malware developers, right? They kind of understand software from inside out, and contrary to, I think, traditional belief that it's hard to learn how to reverse engineer and it's easier to teach reverse engineer to code, I found that actually to teach system developers with a good knowledge of C, C++, and OS internals, it is actually quite easy to teach them to reverse engineer and do a malware analysis. I mean, we still do experimenting, we still teaching more people and seeing how it's going, but I just want to share and ask you, what's your opinion about it? What's easier, to teach a reverser to code well, or to teach a developer to reverse engineer well? It is a very controversial topic, so I'm looking forward to read your answers.